Hello guys and welcome to a new Movie Matthew video where today I'm ranking every movie in the top 50 of the IMDB top 250 list, top 250 movies of all time list out of 10. The top 50 I've decided to rate because 250 would just be too much, and the top 50 I've watched pretty much all of them. There's some I haven't seen and I will tell you those because obviously I can't rate them if I've not seen them, but there's only very few that I haven't seen in this 50 list. But guys, let's just jump straight into it, shall we? With number 1. Yeah, we're going to start from number 1 instead of 50. Number 1 is The Shawshank Redemption. That is the movie that is the highest rated film of all time. 9.3 out of 10. People love this film, and I am one of those who loves this film. This is one of those films that you look at and you think, is there really anything wrong with it? No. Could you think of anything? No. It's a brilliantly paced film. The narration from Morgan Freeman is spectacular. The ending is so satisfying. The acting is brilliant. The direction is brilliant. This film is as masterful as a film can get. I absolutely love The Shawshank Redemption, and that's why this film, we're setting off at a flyer here, this film is a 10 out of 10 for me. The next one is The Godfather, and by the way guys, I'm doing this completely off the cuff. No notes or anything, I'm just looking at the list on my phone and I'm telling you straight off the bat. But Godfather, iconic film. Vito Corleone played by Marlon Brando. Wow, is that good. Al Pacino's Michael Corleone, amazing. The film's good. It's not my favourite. I'm not a massive fan of the Godfather films. Don't get me wrong, I like films that are long and take the time with scenes, but this one for me has too many unnecessary scenes, and it does drag out a bit too much. It's a bit slow, and you can't quite get into it. I can never quite get into it, unfortunately. It's not my favourite film on this list, and I would give it probably an 8 out of 10. Next we have Godfather 2. Robert De Niro comes in as a young Vito Corleone. Wow, another great performance from him. Deservedly won his Oscar for it. And it's another good film. I think people have their opinions what's better, Godfather 2 or Godfather. I actually prefer The Godfather to Godfather 2. Godfather 2 is still, don't get me wrong, a very good film. And I know I'm going to get a bit of stick for rating these quite low, but this one for me is a 7.5, I'm sorry. It's just, the Godfather films are just not for me. We all have our opinions on things, and this is, I guess, an unpopular one by me. The Godfather films do not quite have it for me. The next one is The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight's a 10. Guys, it's a 10. Simple as that. Best action film, best superhero film, best comic book film. One of the best villains ever created in the Heath Ledger's Joker. Christian Bale, one of my favourite actors of all time as Batman. It couldn't get any better. All-star cast. One of the best directors working today. And Christopher Nolan. Guys, it's a masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10 film. 12 Angry Men. This film is so good. It all takes place in one room. And that doesn't matter because the performances carry this film, the dialogue carries this film, how intrigued you are watching this film is great, and all these 12 people trying to figure out if this guy's guilty or not, and how each opinions get swayed each time, and how they can convince each other to get on their side. It's very intriguing, very exciting. This film flies by. It's great. It's a great film. It's one of my favourite black and white films of all time, but it's not quite a 10. For me, just simply because I do prefer other films on the list, and there's a lot of things I like to add to my top 10, and one of them is rewatchability factor. Is this film as rewatchable as other movies on this list? No, and that's why it gets a slight drop in a 9.5 for me. It's a great film though, and yeah, that's another thing I like to add to my list, guys, is rewatchability factor, because I feel like if you can't watch the movie continuously, is it as good as you say it is, really? You know, if you're just basing it off one view, I guess there's a lot more films I could put higher, but rewatchability factor is one I like. When I'm going to buy on Blu-ray or 4K and I'll keep watching, I'll get home from maybe work one day and think, oh, you know what, I fancy watching that. There's some films that don't have that, and the next movie in this list is the prime example of it. Yeah, it's Schindler's List. Schindler's List is a masterful film. It's a masterpiece. It's technically Steven Spielberg's masterpiece. It's his best film he's made technically, but is it rewatchable? It's not rewatchable, guys, is it? It's 3 hours and a half long, and it's a very depressing, educational film. No doubt that it's a masterpiece. It's a beautiful film, and when I watched it, it brought tears to my eyes. It was that good. But rewatchability factor, not very high. You can't just watch this over and over again. So when you ask anyone what your favourite Steven Spielberg film is, are you going to say Schindler's List? No, you're not. You're going to say Jaws. You're going to say Jurassic Park. You're going to say E.T. You're going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark. All these epic, rewatchable, fun films. And that's what I like to add to my overall rating. So Schindler's List, from a technical standpoint, it's a 10 out of 10 film. But for me personally, I would give this film a 9 out of 10. What is next on our list? The Return of the King. Yeah, all the Lord of the Rings films are going to be on this list. The Return of the King just so happens to be my favourite. It's got an 8.9 on IMDB out of 10, which is a mad rating. And I think it deserves it. I would actually go as far as say give it a 9. I'm going to give it a point higher than what people give it. I think it's a masterful film. It's very long, but you do not feel that runtime at all. It's epic. The transitions between Frodo and Sam and that little bastard, I will not name, going through on their way to Mordor, and then you have Aragorn and you have Legolas, all those characters going off, and the battle scenes and the transitions between them are so masterfully done. Brilliant filmmaking. Peter Jackson smashed these. And this is my favourite. It wrapped up so well. The one slight problem I have with this film is the ending. I think the ending, they just drag it on too much. Just a bit too much. Like, too many scenes. It's tried to make it as satisfying as possible. But too satisfying, end it a little bit earlier. You didn't need to drag it on. I'd say the last 15 minutes of this film is almost unnecessary. And I'm on about the theatrical cut of this film. There's even longer versions that I haven't seen, but the theatrical version, I do think he drags it on just a little bit too much at the end. And that's why I'm giving The Return of the King a 9. Next, so many good films. Pulp Fiction, one of Tarantino's very best. Is it my favourite Tarantino film? No, it is not. But I appreciate how epic it is. The structure of how this film's made is just ridiculous. It's so original. You won't get a film like this ever again in your life. The dialogue obviously is brilliant. The performances are brilliant, particularly from Samuel Jackson. Wow, is he good in this? And I also absolutely love John Travolta and Uma Thurman. Everyone's good in this. Bruce Willis, everyone. Harvey Keitel. All good. This is a great film, but it's not my favourite Quentin Tarantino film, and that's why I'm not going to give it my highest rating. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The Good, Bad, the Ugly. I love westerns. If you know me, you know I love westerns. This is one of the greatest westerns ever made. Ennio Morricone's score, Sergio Leone's direction, Clint fucking Eastwood. Guys, this is a 10 out of 10 film, and it's not even a debate. This is a solid 10. It's a masterful film, masterpiece. It's a 10. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. This is actually the weakest for me. The first one, don't get me wrong, it's good. Through the middle, I think it meanders slightly. And I love it, but it's not my favourite, guys. It's not my favourite in the trilogy. I prefer The Two Towers and I prefer The Return of the King, but still amazing. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. We're not supposed to talk about it, but I'll do it anyway. It's David Fincher's Fight Club. Is this my favourite David Fincher film? No, it's not. It's my second favourite, actually. Amazing film. I'm a massive Brad Pitt fan. I love him, and this is one of his very best performances ever done. Edward Norton is also great in this. It's a great film. It's a very good film. An epic twist in the end with that score blasting. Jesus Christ, it's epic. It's paced masterfully. It's a great film. It's a very original film. You will never get a film like this again. The originality of this film really elevates how my rating of this. Very rewatchable. Every Fincher film is. But this one for me, guys, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a brilliant film. Alright, Forrest Gump. Jesus, is this good. Guys, flat out 10 for me. Tom Hanks' best ever performance, so you know it's going to be a masterful performance if it's Tom Hanks' best. It's great. I love the storyline of this film. Forrest Gump, a very, very stupid guy, let's just say. Let's just be blunt about it. He's a stupid guy. And all what he's achieved through life, it's very motivational, you know. It doesn't matter where you come from or how you are. If you're stupid or whatever, you can achieve whatever you want in life. It's a very extreme example, but it kind of tells you that. And the storytelling is brilliant. Robert Zemeckis smashes the direction of this film. It's done masterfully. I absolutely love Forrest Gump, guys. Yeah, it's a 10. Guys, the next one's Inception. I mean, 10... It's Christopher Nolan's film. It's his second best film ever made, but that doesn't mean it's not a 10 out of 10 still, because that guy is one of my favourite directors of all time. I think he's brilliant. Inception is as original as it comes. The plot is just very layered, to say the very least. It's very interesting. I love the plot of this film. I love it. I just love the actors. Leonardo DiCaprio is amazing. Tom Hardy's amazing. Cillian Murphy is amazing. Everyone is amazing. This film is amazing. I love it. And obviously we've got to talk about Hans Zimmer's score, because that's one of the best scores ever put to film. Time is just masterful. The ending is masterful. It's a masterpiece, guys. I love this film. 10. The Two Towers, like I said, this is the one I like the second best. It goes in order. Fellowship of the Ring I like the least. Two Towers I like the second least. And The Return of the King the third least. The Two Towers is just epic, man. It's battle scene after battle scene. It is non-stop. The ending is very, very satisfying. And what I love about the trilogies is they all each wrap up. They don't leave you on some huge cliffhanger, which I hate, like the Hunger Games movies did. They wrap up beautifully. And yeah, The Two Towers is a great film. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. Is it my favourite Star Wars film? No, it is not, controversially. A lot of people would say it is. It's my second favourite. That's why I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. In this one we have Darth Vader just going mental, and obviously you have the iconic lines with Luke and Darth Vader. I won't ruin it for people who've somehow not watched it, I guess, but even if you haven't watched it, you've heard it somewhere. But yeah, it's a very good twist. I'd love to have been in the cinema when this first came out so I could see that twist for the first time and experience it. And if that was the case, I probably would say it's my favourite Star Wars film, but it's not. I'm a massive Star Wars fan though, and this is close to being my favourite, but it's a 9.5. A New Hope. I love A New Hope, the original Star Wars, and yeah, that one is a 10. That is such a good film. I love it. I just love it, man. Everything from the score, the direction, the epicness, the characters. That's what Star Wars is all about. The characters are so good. The idea of using the Force, the lightsabers. Guys, you don't need me to talk about Star Wars. If you know, you know what films these are. This is my favourite Star Wars film ever. It's a 10 out of 10. The Matrix. I like The Matrix. I like it. It has some of the best action films I've ever seen in film. Neo, played by the amazing Keanu Reeves, is great. A great character, and the film's good. The concept is good. I like what they did with the action scenes in particular. I think they're brilliant. The last half an hour of this film is epic and exciting and rewatchable. It's great. It's a good film. It's not my favourite though. And that's why I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Probably annoy some people, but it's an 8 for me. Goodfellas. This is one of Martin Scorsese's very best. Is it my favourite? No, I actually prefer The Wolf of Wall Street to this film, but it doesn't take away the fact it's brilliant. Based on a true story, the narration, Ray Liotta's narration, his performance, Joe Pesci's performance, wow. Robert De Niro, wow. It has it all, man. The dialogue's great, a lot of intense, effective scenes that are done so well. It's a very memorable, great film. Rise and demise of our characters. It's great. It's one of my favourite gangster films, mob films, whatever. It's great. And I haven't rated it. 8.5. 8.5 I will give this film. Guys, people are going to get annoyed at me for this, but I haven't seen it. I've been dying to watch this film. I like to rent films before I actually buy them on Blu-ray, so I won't just want to blind buy a movie because if I don't like it, it'll piss me off. So I'm waiting to rent this film, but nowhere in the UK you can rent this film. You have to buy it. You have to just flat out buy it, and I refuse to do that. And even as much as I desperately want to watch this film, this is the one film I haven't seen in this top 50 where I desperately want to watch it, and it is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, starring Jack Nicholson. I have heard nothing but great things about this, and I'm sure I would rate it high if I'd seen it because I love Jack Nicholson. But guys, I haven't seen it, so I'm sorry, can't rate it. Let me know in the comments below actually if it's worth watching. Oh Jesus, there's another one. There's another one I ain't seen. I'm sorry, there's another one. It's Seven Samurai. I looked at it and I saw the runtime and I thought I'm gonna have to wait for this because it's a long one and the storyline don't quite interest me. So I don't know if I would want to watch it, but I am gonna watch it for sure. I'm gonna watch all these films. I'll watch as many films as I can, but I haven't got to this one yet, alright? I haven't got to it. Let me know again if it's good or not. The next one in the list is 7. 7 for me, sorry. 7 for me is a 10 out of 10 film. David Fincher, very best film for me. This is his best film. Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt smash it again. Brad Pitt and David Fincher, when they come together, you know the film is going to be good. I love this. The 7 Deadly Sins, the Kevin Spacey's character, John Doe, Jesus Christ, that guy's mental. It's just a great film, guys. A great detective film. One of my favourite detective films ever made. And guys, I cannot not give 7 a 10 because I think it is that good. Life is Beautiful. What a film. So original. I love how upbeat our main character is. And the kid, I don't know his name, I can't remember his name, but the child performance in this is brilliant. It's a very emotional and effective film. It is quite hard as an English person who doesn't speak Italian to actually follow it at times because the subtitles fly past the screen. They speak so fast. That's the one fault I could give it. They speak too fast, and that's just me being an ignorant Englishman. But I just can't read the subtitles quick enough sometimes because they do speak very fast, very high energy, our main character. And yeah, it's a great film, guys. I really enjoy it. Beautiful ending. A fucking brilliant ending, actually. But now I'm thinking of it, beautiful. And yeah, I think it's a very good film. I love when I ventured into watching foreign films a few years ago, and I don't know what I was doing all this time. Once you take that leap of watching subtitle films, you can't get enough of them. And this is one of my favourite subtitle films, actually. I think it's a masterful film. It's very emotional. It's an educational lesson. And it really helps you realise how bad it was and how upbeat the father is and how he's trying to tell his son that it's all alright. It's beautiful. The relationship between son and father in this is so powerful. It's such a good film, guys. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10, actually. Oh, get out of the way. City of God. Another one I've been dying to see. Have not seen it yet, guys, so I cannot give you a rating on that one. I apologise. The Silence of the Lambs, 10. It's a 10. Thriller, horror. As far as thriller and horror are concerned, this film is at the top of the food chain. For me, it has it all. Hannibal Lecter, Sir Anthony Hopkins, disgracefully good. It's not even up for debate. Oscar winner, it's just a masterful performance. Jodie Foster is very good in this as well. I love her performance. And we cannot forget Buffalo Bill. What a character that guy is. This film is creepy, it's eerie, it's unforgiving, it's very thrilling. Dialogue is witty and clever and brilliant. This film is masterful. It's a masterpiece. It's a 10. It's a Wonderful Life, a Christmas film. Watch it every Christmas without fail. It's one of my favourite black and white films. It is my favourite Jimmy Stewart performance, which is good because Jimmy Stewart is one of my favourite actors of all time. This is my favourite from him. He goes through the ringer in it. Energy he brings to it. Sadness. Grief, every emotion this guy's put through, it's endless. And the film is great, an unbelievably satisfying ending. It conveys a beautiful story for all to watch. It's a great Christmas film. It's a great film in general. You can watch it anytime you want. A Beautiful Life, I am going to give a 9 out of 10 to. A New Hope, that was 25 in the top 50, so halfway there. I've already reviewed A New Hope. I rated it a 10 because it's fucking amazing. The next one is Saving Private Ryan. The one problem I have with Saving Private Ryan is the first half an hour is so good. The opening scene is so good. The rest of the film can't really keep up. It does its very best in keeping up, but that first sequence is untoppable. It's so good. It kind of drags a little bit for me. It didn't need to be as long as it needed to be. If the movie was as good as the opening sequence throughout, then it's a 10 out of 10 flawless film. But for me, the opening scene is a 10, flat out. But the rest of it does drag a little bit, just a little though. I still adore this film, but just a little. It's not my favourite war film, because I love war films. It's one of my favourite genre of film. This isn't my favourite war film, but it's a film I enjoy. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Guys, the next one is Green Mile, and I'm sorry, but the Green Mile is simply not one of my favourite films. I just find it a bit weird. You know, I mean, it's just not fun. Michael Clarke Duncan, great performance. Unbelievable performance from him. Very emotional. He had to emote so much, and he brought so much to it. And the film is very emotional, and the main reason why is him in this film. Tom Hanks is good. Sam Rockwell is epic. And it flies by, and it has a villain in it who's just the biggest bellend ever. So that's nice to see too, having a bellend villain. But for me, I just can't get behind the story. I can't get behind the Michael Clarke Duncan's character's ability, or whatever it is. I just can't get behind it. I find it a bit weird, actually. And it's probably not a film I'll ever watch again. Shit. Oh, I just dropped my phone. My toe. Sorry. Yeah, it's good. It's good, but it's not my favourite, guys. One of the weaker on this list for me. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10, actually. Next we have Spirited Away. Hayao Miyazaki directed this film, and we all know how much of a legend he is. Studio Ghibli, great films, and Spirited Away is probably my favourite anime film. Oh, that sounded so weird. I don't know, actually. I don't know if I'd say it's my favourite anime film. No, I'd probably say it's my second, actually. My first is Your Name. If you've not seen that, guys, please do. It's a beautiful film. But this one is good. It's a classic. Anime is not my favourite style of film. I can't get behind it sometimes. I find it a bit weird. Like, what's going on, sort of thing. I'm thinking, this is just a bit weird. When you watch it, you're thinking, what the hell's that? But Spirited Away is one that I can't help but love. I think it's great. I love the main character. I feel for her so much. It's a great film, guys. Don't get me wrong, but it's not my favourite, and that's why I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Interstellar, another Christopher Nolan film that is brilliant. Is it as good as Inception and Dark Knight that I previously rated 10s? No. People love this film. Like, love this film. I love it, but I don't love it as much as other people may love it. It's not my favourite Christopher Nolan film. I won't even probably put it in my top 5 Christopher Nolan films, actually, but that does not mean it's not getting a high rating, by the way, because I love Christopher Nolan. Matthew McConaughey smashes this role, smashes it. It's one of his best ever performances, and I'm a massive fan of Matthew McConaughey. The ending, the twists, Jesus. This is probably one of his most emotionally effective films, Christopher Nolan. Something he's not really done in his films. Packed emotion, but this one does pack emotion. The ending, I wish, hit me a bit more. It didn't. The twists is so cool. The space scenes are so cool. If anyone were going to make a space movie, it had to be Christopher Nolan. It's a great film, guys. I love it, and I would probably give it an 8.5, which is actually the rating it has on IMDB. Next one is Parasite. Bong Joon-ho is a great director. Massive fan of his. Ever since I watched Snowpiercer, I've been a massive fan of his. I went back and watched his older works, like Memories of Murder and Okja on Netflix. That's a great film too. And he's done loads. He's done consistently good films. The Host, another one. Parasite for me is his best. Parasite is such a good film. It's so original, and it's so hard to make an originally brilliant film nowadays because it's all really been done, but this one's so original. It conveys beautiful messages between the rich and the poor, and the differences between it. It's quite unbelievable how different it is. The acting's brilliant. I had a great time with this. The twist is brilliant. You've got to go into this with a blind. You don't watch any shows, don't watch anything, just watch it. It's brilliant, guys. I love this. It's very intense, non-stop. The ending is brilliant. It's a great film. I'm going to give this one a 9. Oh, Leon the Professional. God, there's so many good movies. I think they get better as it goes down, actually, for me. Leon the Professional is a great film. Natalie Portman, a young Natalie Portman that blows her performance out of the water. One of the best child performances you'll probably ever see. And the beautiful relationship between her character and Leon is great to see. And the action scenes are great. The ending is so unexpected, yet so good. Gary Oldman's a great villain in this as well. This film has it all, really. It's a very entertaining film. I remember watching this and just thinking, wow, where's this film been all my life? Like, I'd never even really heard of Leon the Professional before I watched it. Like, no one really talks about it very much. At least around me, I've never heard really anyone mention it. But I watched it and I fucking loved it, guys. What a film this is. 8.5 for me, which is, again, the same rating as on IMDb. There's another one I haven't seen. It's called Hayakiri, 1962. I have not seen that film, guys, so I cannot rate it. I'm sorry if you were expecting me to rate that. I'm sorry, but I have not seen it yet. I will do, though. Let me know in the comments if it's worth my time. The Usual Suspects. Wow, is this film good? The twist in this is one of the best twists I've ever seen in film. I love this film, I adore it. Kevin Spacey, I don't care what anyone says about how he is in real life. I don't care about what he is in real life, whatever. As an actor, the guy is brilliant. what an actor he is, and he's brilliant in this film, and everyone's good in this film, man. Everyone. It's funny. It's a very funny film, and the twist is epic, and it's an exciting film. I love The Usual Suspects. Again, I'm going to give this one an 8, actually. The reason why I'm giving it an 8 is just, it has a bit of pacing issues a little bit through the middle, but apart from that, I do really like it. But again, it's not my favourite film on the list. An 8 is still a high rating, by the way. Yeah, it's an 8. An 8's a fair result, I would say. Oh, Lion King, guys, you already know this gets a 10. Easy, an easy 10. The Lion King is a masterful film. Disney's best ever film, in my opinion. It surpasses every film we've ever seen. Everything just worked. The hand-drawn animation is beautiful. The emotion is there. God, is it there? The songs, every single song is catchy and amazing. It flies by. A villain in sky is brilliant. Guys, you don't need me to tell you how good The Lion King is. It's a classic. It's brilliant and by far better than the piece of shit they brought out recently. This is a masterful film. Should never ever try and be remade or copied ever again. Please, never do that again. The Pianist, one of my favourite war movies. I actually would say this is better than Schindler's List and better than Saving Private Ryan. This film is so raw and emotional and such an educational lesson. Scenes from this movie that will forever be ingrained in my memory. It's so effective, such an emotional film. I always cry when I watch this, but it's also got a weird rewatchability factor about it for some reason. I can watch it over and over again. Adrian Brody's performance is captivating and exciting. Brilliant performance from him. Youngest ever Oscar winner, and he deservedly so. Roman Polanski, direction is beautiful, score beautiful. Everything about this film is beautiful, guys. This one gets a high one for me. It's a 9.5 out of 10. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Movie I actually watched yesterday. A film I absolutely adore. You know what I actually realised too? I watched the first one and second one right back to back. I think the first one is actually very close to the second one. A lot of people always go Judgment Day, oh, what a film. But the first one, people seem to forget how fucking good that one is, because that's a brilliant film. And I think it's maybe like this, like it's close for me. But Judgment Day, guys, both of them are amazing. Both of them are masterpieces. James Cameron smashes these out of the park. I would say Judgment Day gets, oh God, tough man, a brilliant action film. I'm going to give it a 9. A 9. Whoa, Back to the Future. Jeez, guys, so many good ones. Back to the Future is a family classic. Classic. Michael J. Fox as Marty. Whoa, he's great. Doc Brown, obviously great. The DeLorean, it's still a weird idea, like quirky idea, great time travel film, it's wacky, it's crazy. The second and third one, not as massive of a fan. I think they go a bit too wacky and crazy in those ones, but the first one's a great balance, it's a great film. It's not my favourite film, but it's a film I do really enjoy nonetheless. It's an 8.5 for me. American History X, this for me is Edward Norton's best ever performance. Edward Furlong is great in this. He had so much potential, Edward Furlong. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but he had great potential. And in this film he's great as well. Edward Norton though is a standout, it's great. The dialogue is so good in this, it captivates you. The use of colour and the black and white is so great. This film is just great. It's a great educational lesson as well for us. He has it all, guys. This one's tough. 8.5. Gets an 8.5 for me. Modern Times, guys, not seen it. Simple as that, not seen it. There's nothing really that really makes me want to watch Modern Times. Charlie Chaplin, unfortunately. It's just not my kind of thing. It doesn't seem like my kind of thing. I might be very wrong, guys. Please let me know if you've seen it down below and if it's any good. But for me, it doesn't seem like a film I would enjoy. A silent film. And I might do, but I haven't. And again, City Lights is in this list. I haven't seen that either. I haven't seen that. Sorry guys, I haven't seen that one. Oh, Gladiator I have though. Gladiator's brilliant. Russell Crowe smashes his performance in this. It's just a masterful performance. A young Joaquin Phoenix is very good as well. The action is brutal. The ending is emotional. Packs a great punch. The revenge factor of this film is satisfying. It's epic. And this is my favourite. What's his goddamn name? Ridley Scott movie. Why did I not realise that? Yeah, Ridley Scott's films. This is my favourite. Deservedly won the Best Picture Oscar. It's a great film, guys. This one for me gets a 9 out of 10. Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock's best film in my opinion. The use of black and white was very good and eerie. Norman Bates, what a character. Acted so well, and yeah, I love it. It's one of my favourite psychos ever put into film. I love films involving psychopaths. And this guy's nuts. Norman Bates, you're crazy. Iconic shower scene. It's unpredictable, mysterious, suspenseful, exciting, paced beautifully. It's an 8.5. The Departed, this is one of my favourite Martin Scorsese pictures. Is it as good as Goodfellas? No. Is it good as Wall Street? No. I'd probably put it my third best film from him. Probably. The Departed's great. It's an all-star cast. Everyone is great. In particular, Mark Wahlberg for me, and Jack Nicholson's great too. Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio. Everyone's good in this. Everyone. But yeah, it's a great film. It's paced brilliantly. The script is fucking brilliant. The ending is so memorable and good. This is tough because I love this film. 8.5. I'm saying 8.5 too much. I realise that. Whiplash. Jesus Christ. Is Whiplash good? Damien Chazelle. This guy is the one to watch at the moment for me. He is a masterful director already. I can say that. He's a director. Every movie he brings out, I am there. You know, and I've never been disappointed from a film from him so far. Whiplash, La La Land, The First Man. The guy's on a roll. I can only see him going better and better and better. And to be honest, he's right there. He's almost, I think he's right there becoming one of the best directors. Genuinely, I think he's that good. And Whiplash is his masterpiece. This film, J.K. Simmons, oh my god. The mental warfare, the ending, one of the best endings in film history for me. The editing, it's a masterpiece. It's a 10, guys. What a film. One of my favourite films of all time. Oh, The Intouchables. What a film this was. This film is paced beautifully. And our main performances here, both of these performances are brilliant. The energy, the dancing, the vibes these characters give us. And it's beautiful to see the connection between these two. You know, they're such an unlikely pair that just clicked. They were always drawn to each other no matter what, you know. And I love the characters. So endearing, it's beautiful to watch, it's emotional. The friendship is so beautiful to see. It's a great film, guys. I love The Intouchables. The Intouchables gets an 8.5. There, another 8.5. Grave of the Fireflies. That was another one I've been desperately trying to watch. I've really been wanting to watch that one, but I have not seen it yet, guys, so I cannot give you my verdict on it yet. Again, let me know down below if it's worth my time. I'd really appreciate that. The Prestige from Christopher Nolan, another masterpiece from the guy. The guy, just masterpiece, masterpiece, masterpiece. Beautiful film. Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, those two, my god, are they good actors. Scarlett Johansson, a young Scarlett Johansson in this, who's also very good. What an actor she has come out to be now as well. She's brilliant, and in this she's good too. The mysteriousness, the twists, the turns, the ending that Nolan is so good at. The endings always give you goosebumps and they're just brilliant. The pacing of this, it's a storyline I would not have got behind if I didn't know Christopher Nolan film about two magicians. It didn't interest me at all, but then I watched it and realised, oh my god, this is a masterpiece. I love this film. You know, I go as far as to say this film gets a 9.5 out of 10. Once Upon a Time in the West, Sergio Leone, Ennio Morricone. Is this as good as The Good, the Bad, the Ugly? It's debatable for me. This is close. When you think of the best westerns ever, you think Sergio Leone, because The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is masterful. The Three Dollars trilogy, every one of them. The Dollars trilogy is just brilliant. Every single one of them's good. But The Good, Bad, and the Ugly is the standout. The Once Upon a Time in the West, people seem to sleep on this one. This is a beautifully good film. It's masterful. The standoffs. Henry Fonda. Oh my god, is it good, man. It's so good. And the score from Ennio Morricone is just ridiculous. The direction, the time he takes of each scene. It's got a little dialogue. It doesn't even need dialogue, it's that good. I've actually done a whole video on this, guys, and how much I love it. I know it's not the most popular movie in the world. Like, not many people talk about it, but for me it's a masterpiece. I'm not going to give it a 10 though. I don't know, actually. It's a masterpiece. And if it's a masterpiece, it's got to be a 10 on it. I actually would say it's just probably on par with Good, Bad, Ugly, you know. And keep changing my mind now. This is the thing about doing things off the cuff. Usually I have it wrote down, so I know. But oh, it's a 10. Guys, you know what? Fuck it. It gets a 10 from me. I can't fault it. Got no fault. So, 10. The next one is Casablanca. The relationship built in this. The chemistry between Humphrey Bogart and, God, I always forget her name. Ingrid Bergman, that's it. Wow. Wow. Brilliant chemistry. Some of the best we'll ever see. So many iconic lines. We've always got Paris. And here's looking at you, kid. So many iconic lines. It's an iconic film. It's a film that will cement its place from the Hollywood golden era to now and will never be forgotten. It's a masterpiece, guys. For me, it's not my favourite film, to be honest. The ending really is a good part of this film, though. The ending really wraps up beautifully. And it conveys a beautiful message as well. I won't ruin it for people who haven't seen it. But guys, it's a great film. Is it my favourite? No, but it is a film I do really enjoy. But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's the last one as well. Oh, the last one's Rear Window. Wow, is it good? Jimmy Stewart, amazing. And what I love about this is the suspense, the mysteriousness. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's happening here. You're thinking, like, what is this guy across the street? Is he really doing anything bad? But then it starts unravelling and unravelling, and it's great. It's a great concept, you know. Like, people decide, like, it's a perfect movie to parody, like seeing Family Guy and series like that. You know, it's a great storyline. It's a great storyline. It's a great film. It's one of Alfred Hitchcock's very best. I think it's between this and Psycho, his best ever films. I love it. I really have a good time with this. It's very suspenseful, entertaining, great acting, great direction, mysterious. Oh man, I can't remember what I gave Psycho. What did I give Psycho? I feel like I'm going to mug myself off here because I might give Rear Window higher than Psycho, even though I said Psycho's better. Oh god. You know what, let's just scrap it, alright? I like them both, so we'll rate it somehow. I'm going to give Rear Window a 9. Alright, so if I didn't give Psycho a 9, I'm sorry. So obviously I must prefer Rear Window if I'm giving Psycho lower. I feel like I give Psycho 8.5. I don't care. It's a great film, Rear Window, whatever. But guys, that is the top 50 IMDB list. All these films are rated by us and critics alike. That top 50, those top films I've just been talking about, are the top 50 films ever made in a lot of people's opinions, the internet's opinion. And guys, that's me ranking them out of 10 for you. Guys, like, subscribe if you enjoy my content. I really appreciate that. And yeah, guys, do whatever you want. You know, you don't have to. That's why. You can do whatever you want. This has been the Movie Matthew channel. I'll see you next week on my next video. Sunday at 6 PM. Every single week. See you later, guys.